Hello my viewer, welcome back to Kate's Crochet. It's part 2 of this baby sweater, and as I promised, I'm back so that we finish this sweater together. So while I was away, I did half of one hand, and so today we are working sorry, on the other hand. So now we are working on the sleeves. This is the armhole that we did the other time. So we are continuing the same items that we were using, the same hooks, and so we continue. So have your yarn ready, and we are going to do double crochets around this armhole. So start from this joining point where we stitched this line. So you start there, attach your yarn, chain 2, and then we are going to work double crochets, which are multiples of 4 as the stitch was, because we are working with the same stitch that we did for the body. So on the other side I worked 40 double crochets. So on this side also I'm going to be working 40. So we are working on the outermost stitch, which was a chain stitch, which you used to chain 2. So that is where we are stitching on. So continue doing this, and I meet you on the other side. You go around and I meet you on this other side. So now I'm back with my 40 double crochets. We were doing double crochets, and make sure when you are counting, you do not count the first chain 2 that we did, because that will be the joining point. So now I'm there. I'm going to slip stitch on top of that chain 2. Yeah, just like that. And now I chain 2, and I'm going to turn such that now I'm going to be working from the inside. We are going to be working from this inner side. So now, as we were working previously on the body, it is the same stitch as I said. So now we are going to do 4 back posts double crochets, because this is the inside. Now from the outside it shall be front posts. So we do 4 back posts double crochets, 2, 3, and 4. Again we work 4 front post double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, we are working only 4. So we did 4, again 4 back posts, and we are going to alternate this until the end of this row. Continue, and I meet you on the other side. So I've come on the other side, and you are going to slip stitch on the chain 2 that we did. So slip stitch there, chain 2, and turn your work. now you work from the outside. So now we have 4 from this side. Now they are back posts. We have 4 of them. So the first one we are going to be working front posts. The rest of the 3 we work as they are. So 1 front post, the already back posts which are there, the 3 of them, work them as they are. So 3 back posts, and then as we were doing in the body, claim the next so that we remain with 4. We have 4. So now here are 3 front posts. We are going to work them as they are and then claim the next so that we have 4 front posts. 2, 3, and then we claim the next, and there we have 4. To the next, we work them as they are, 3 back posts, and then claim next, only 1 to complete that set of 4, and continue doing this to the end, and I meet you on the other side. So I'm at the end of the row, and now you should have only 3 front post double crochets here. The rest all around are 4, except also the last one, which is 1 front post double crochet. So now we slip stitch to the beginning chain, we chain 2 and turn. So on this row we are just going to be working the stitches as they are. If they are 3, work them 3. If they are 4, work them 4. No claiming on this row. So continue working the stitches and I meet you at the end. So now I'm at the end of this row. We slip stitch on the beginning chain and chain 2, and we turn our work. So now we have 1 front post here. We work it as it is, and we claim the next one, so that now we have 2, and on this part sorry, we have 3 back posts, so we work them as they are, and claim the next so that we have a complete set of 4. So now we continue with this pattern, claiming 1 stitch, and when you turn, you work the stitches as they are until you complete that set. And this is how to know if you completed a set. Like for example, here we started with back posts here, 4 of them. So now you should complete a set if you have now 4 front posts here. If you started with front posts, 4 of them, you should now have 4 back posts to complete that set. So one good thing about this and is that we are not going to be doing any reductions, so we are just going to be working as the body as we did. So now when you get your desired length for your arm size, and for this I did 3 sets. By now you understand what sets are in this case. So now I worked 3 sets, And this is how you can just simply know if your hem size is okay. So now for this I worked the length of the hand is the same as where now the stitch begins. You see, they are at par. So now we want to do the other part of the hand, which is this part, and as I said, we are going to be using single crochets here. So now we need to change our hook size to the one that we are going to be using is 2.5. So now we continue with this. So I've already completed this. So now to our first row we are going to chain 1, and because these stitches are a little bit tiny, we need a stitch marker. So where we put our chain 1, we are going to mark so that when we complete that row we will know where we started. So now we are going to be doing reductions. Now from this part we are going to be working 5 singles, and then on the next stitch we do a reduction. So we start, this is 1 stitch, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So now on the next we are going to do a reduction, and this is how to reduce. You do a normal single crochet, and before you just finish that, you put your hook on the next stitch. You now have 3 hooks on your loops on your hook. Yarn over and go through all of them. Again we work 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We do another reduction, and we continue doing this to the end. 5 single crochets, and on the 6th we do a reduction. Continue that to the end where we put our stitch marker. So I'm back to our starting point. I need to put 1 single crochet here, and now we slip stitch where our stitch marker is. We chain 1, and now we remove our stitch marker and hook it where we did our chain. And now on this row we are going to do to just stitch single crochets, no reduction. So just crochet single stitches till the end of this row. And I'm on the other side. So again we slip stitch where the stitch marker is. We chain 1 and remove our stitch marker, mark it on the new chain. So again on this row we are going to do some reductions again until we get that desired size. So again we are going to be reducing on the 6th chain. So we work 5 singles, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Again we do a reduction, 1. So you repeat the first row of singles, 2, 3, 4 5, and then we do a reduction. Sorry, it's a reduction. So continue this until you get to the stitch marker. So at the end here you slip stitch, we chain 1 and mark that. So on this row, no reduction at all, so you just do single crochets to the end. At the end here we slip stitch, chain 1, remove your stitch marker and mark that next chain. So on this row now we are going to be reducing on the third chain, on the third stitch I mean. So now we do 2 stitches of singles, and then on the third we do a reduction. That is 2. On the next we do a reduction. Again we work 2 stitches singles. In the next we reduce, and we continue that to the end of the row. So now we slip stitch as usual, chain 1 and mark your new chain stitch. So on this row we are not going to do any reductions, just single crochets to the end of that row. At the end here we slip stitch, chain 1, mark that chain, and now from this part we're just going to be working single crochets. As you can see now, this is at least reduced to that size. So now from here we are going to work single crochets until we get the desired length of this part of the arm. So now just work single crochets until you get that desired length of your arm of the sweater. So now for this I leave you at that. You continue working that. I'll be back with the hand once it's ready. And so also I want us to do the front part, which is this part. So now so again we are going to be working with single crochets, and so we still use this hook, and we are going to attach the yarn on one side. In the beginning here we attach the yarn there, we chain 1, and we are going to be working in rounds. So you attach the yarn and you start doing single crochets. So you just continue doing singles. We are doing nothing more, no reductions, no additions. So we just continue doing singles. I'm hiding the yarns that are exposed as I continue working. So now you will continue working this. You go up to the neck, again to this other side, you go up to this point, and I meet you on that other side. So I've worked all around from here up here to the neck, and again down here, and I'm just going to put my last stitch, my single stitch there. I chain one and turn that, and I'm just going to continue doing what I've just done. I'm going to be working again single crochets, but on this round now on the back loop. Okay, so we work single crochets on the back loop. So continue working single crochets on the back loop all the way up, around the neck and coming down to the point where we started, and we shall be doing that over and over again. All right, so when you get to the other side, chain one, turn your work and work on the back loop. You continue doing that until your two sides can overlap, not meet, not just meeting like this, but like overlap. You get? Yeah, this is what I mean. You work until they overlap, as it is on this one. This one is already stitched. It cannot be opened. I stitched down here and around here, but you can see how they overlapped. You can see the inside. Yeah, they overlapped. So continue doing that. I will be back with the complete sweater when I've completed this. I've also completed this and the front side. And for this far, I say thank you. Subscribe to this channel if you've not subscribed, and give this video a thumbs up. See you later. So with the finished sweater, this is how it should look like. This is the front, one part on top and the other one is on the inside, and this is all the way stitched on the side and down here. So that is how your sweater should be. I've not managed to finish this one because of the yarn. I'm still waiting for the yarn. It got finished, so as you can see, the hand is not finished, and the front also. I'm supposed to do some more rows on this. So thank you so much for viewing this to the end. I hope it was helpful, and if it was, kindly give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Goodbye for now.